Hey music fans, as a roadie I had this great opportunity to tour with all these bands. I wrote a book about my experiences on the road and it was the #1 new release on Amazon and Bios and it's now sold millions of copies on Kindle. I'm Joel Roadie and this is my podcast, Party Like a Rock Star. Have you ever heard of Tommy JOHANSSON?
No, but I'm going to guess he's from a Scandinavian country. Am I right?
He's Swedish. He's Swedish.
Ah, how did I know?
There you go. Have we heard of a band called Sabaton?
No.
Okay, he was the guitar player of that band. But anyway, I'm going to play you one of his solo songs. So
let's hear it.
My next guest is Mr. Bruce Watson. He's a guitar player. He's been playing with Foreigner since 2011. He's also done gigs. He's played with people like Rod Stewart, Patti Smyth, Elton John, and B.B King. Love B.B King. That's so cool. He's a super good guy. I think you guys will like him. Played him some fresh new music that he's never heard before. Fresh to his ears. Before we jump into it, I want to throw a shout out, a thank you to the people always thinking at me here at Tokyo Treat. You can read more about them at tokyotreat.com. I look forward to their gift box genuinely because they come with different stuff each time. This is their holiday edition here that they just sent me, and I love the stuff. Because they're so cool, they also sent me a second box of Sakura. You guys can research them at sakura.co. And this is different treats, also wonderful stuff from Japan. Thank you guys. I truly look forward to these. I like them very much. I also want to throw out a shout out, a thank you to the people here at Surfside Supply for sending me these kick-ass clothes. I've been enjoying wearing my new threads. I think they look great. Let's jump in this together. Let's see what Bruce Watson has to say about your favorite band. So this is Tommy JOHANSSON. He's a very gifted musician. I mean, he's a great guitar player, awesome piano player, he's a drummer, and he's a fantastic singer. So the song is called I'm Still Standing. You know it. You know it.
Yeah.
But, how did you work with Elton? In what capacity? I mean, guitar, but did you work in the studio? Did you tour with them, or how do we?
Well, interestingly, the first time that I got to work with him was in the mid-'90s when he won his Academy Award for The Lion King.
Oh,
so can you see the love tonight? So
you know what? So he sings that too. This guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost picked that. I almost did. That's funny.
Well,
okay.
it's hard to pick a bad Elton song. So, but the first I actually just sang background vocals for the Academy Awards. A friend of mine at the time was singing backgrounds with him. I knew a couple guys in the band at the time, as I still do, but they were different guys.
Yeah.
And so Elton wanted just a couple band guys to sing background vocals. He didn't want slick girls or whatever. He just wanted a little supplementation with some band guys. And so, yeah, I got to do that. That was the first time. And then many years went by, but I've been friendly with all those guys. And Davy Johnstone would do some benefit concerts and he would have me come in and just play guitar. And it was more like a review. It wasn't just all Elton stuff, but it was Elton John's band and doing, just a review of different kinds of styles of music. And I would come play guitar. So I got to play with Davey a fair amount and all the guys. And so then fast forward to, 4 or 5 years ago, Davy Johnstone was having some back issues. They had a couple gigs booked, and one in London and one in, I don't remember where the other one was. But so I got to come in and stuff for Davy, and we did a few gigs, and it was cool. I mean, it was just, I just want to say how great it was to play with Elton John, Yeah. And play guitar, and just play those guitar parts, and play with those guys. And it was, I can't say how great it was. It was great.
And they're all such nice guys. I've had everybody on here, basically. Yeah. Davey I had on here with Steve from Genesis.
Cool.
And that was fun, man. It was cool.
Yeah.
Awesome guys. So
yeah.
All right. Well, do we want I'm Still Standing or do we want Lion King?
Oh, I'm Still Standing, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I picked okay.
Well, yeah.
All right, let's see what we think of Tommy's rendition then.
Okay.
You can never know what it's like. Your blood like winter freezes just like ice. And there's a cold, lonely light that shines from you. You're wild. got a taste of love in a simple way. And if you need to know while I'm still standing, you just fade away. Don't you know I'm still standing better than I ever did, looking like a true survivor. I feel like a little kid, and I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. Oh yeah! You can never know what it's like. You love like wind, it freezes just like ice. And it's a cold, lonely light that shines from you. The wind of like a wreck you hide behind a mask you use. And then you think if who could ever win? Well, look at me, I'm a coming back again. I got a taste of love in a simple way. And if you need to know, well, I'm still standing. You just fade away. Don't you know I'm still standing better than I ever did, looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing. I'm still standing. Once I never could hope to win. You started on the road, leaving me again. The threats you made will never cut me down. And if love was just a circus, you'd be a clown by now. You know that I'm still standing better than I ever did, looking like a true survivor. I feel like a little kid, yeah. And I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing. I'm still standing. You know that I'm still standing better than I ever did, looking like a true survivor. I feel like a little kid. I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing. Oh, I'm still standing. I'm still standing. Oh, I'm still
Wow.
Bit of fun.
That's fun, man. He obviously has a sunglass tech. A lot of,
So that's what John
Sunglass
Mann. John Mann's like, man, he sure bought a lot of sunglasses.
yeah, man. Yeah. Well, it shows what a great song that is. I actually was able, interestingly, sort of absorb the lyrics more on this version than Elton's. And I'm not, I can analyze why, but anyway, that was helpful. Like I tuck in more of the lyrics.
That's interesting. Well, they're pronounced in the mix, and then I don't know. I think if Elton was to see this, he'd be like, "I love it. There's so much air,
Right.
you know?
Right.
Over the top, and
Right.
it's a fun track. It's good. What'd you think of the guitar playing?
Well, it's really great. He's obviously he's a hard rocker, and it's just interesting to hear. I know the Elton version so well. I know Davey Johnson's playing so well, and stylistically, it's in a place that I'm very familiar with. And just to hear this, he kind of paraphrased Davey's playing, but it's with he's obviously a hard rocker, so he's got the the pinched off notes and stuff. So it was like a hard rock interpretation of it, which is what the song is. So it was stylistically appropriate for what he's doing.
Cool.
Yeah.
So the song's called I'm Still Standing, and so it makes me think of a question. And the question is, this is good I brought on a lot of roadies, right? I'm an ex-roadie, so I brought a lot of roadies. And what's the craziest mishap at a show, or the nuttiest event, or the weirdest lineup, or some particular show that was just kind of like, you get home and you call whoever and you're kind of like, you're not going to believe this one.
Yeah.
What do you got?
One that comes to mind is of several. And I just can't believe a band. It's just funny, like a famous band with this, been high profile for a long time, like Foreigner, you still end up doing gigs that are just ridiculous. Because I guess when they book it, there's a dollar amount, and there's, it's like, I don't know how sometimes this happens, but I think it was in Vegas, and we were booked to play after a boxing match. And so, but what nobody I think knew was we're going to set up in the boxing ring. So, and I don't know if you ever know, but a boxing ring is a very spongy surface. It's like almost like a bounce house, like literally it's spongy. So they had a boxing match, and then the crew set us up in the middle of this thing. So it was supposed to be kind of in the round, but it was in the square. So we're in the square ring, gear set up, microphones on this spongy surface. So everything looked great before we walked out, and we walk out and step on it, and everything starts doing this. Mic stands start, you step on it, and it's like keyboard rigs start going like this. Keyboards start becoming unplugged because as soon as you start moving, all this spongy shit just like, and it was just the most absurd concept. And we did it, but like, we were just laughing at how ridiculous it was. It was about, foreigners playing in the middle of this boxing ring. Everything's just spongy and falling over, and it was absurd. It was absurd.
I can totally visualize. It's great.
Yeah. Who thought that was a good idea? Listen, I'm sure everyone got paid, but it was just like, oh my God, you kind of felt like a little kind of foolish, actually.
That's funny. That's a good one. All right, I like it. Why don't we go to Japan? Have we heard of a band called Love Bites? I
wonder what that sounds like in Japanese.
It's a Japanese band.
Yeah, I don't wonder how you say Love Bites in Japanese. Someone's got to chime in there.
Someone, put it in the notes. It's a good question. That's a good one. No, I don't know how to do that. Yeah. All right, we'll jump into that. Hey, the podcast is over. What are you still doing here? Well, while you're here, like and subscribe. Thanks.